Good day, everyone. I am Rhea Imbambergado, and the topic that I have here is all about alphabet knowledge. First, let's talk about the definition of alphabet knowledge. So, what is alphabet knowledge? It is the knowledge of individual letter names, sounds, and shapes. The alphabetic principle is the idea that letters and groups of letters represent the sounds of spoken language. Readers apply the alphabetic principle through phonics when they use their knowledge of the relationships between sounds and letters to read both familiar and unfamiliar words. In other words, to know if the learners have knowledge in alphabet is when they can recognize the letters in the alphabet and if they know the structure or forms of every letters. And also to identify each letters, they must know what are the corresponding sounds in every letters in the alphabet, such as A is for a, and B is for b, 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 and so on. The teacher must provide tracing activities so that the learners will be guided on the structures and shapes of every letters. Children's reading development is dependent on their understanding of the alphabetic principle. So the idea that letters and letter patterns represent the sounds of spoken language. Learning that there are predictable relationships between sounds and letters allows children to apply these relationships to both familiar and unfamiliar words to begin to read with fluency. We all know that the starting point of every children in reading is to know the basic first, which is to have the better knowledge on what is the letters in the alphabet. And learning letters, they are also learning the sounds of it. With the help of a teacher, the teacher will guide the children in every sounds of the letters. And for that, they can use the sounds to read a word, just like the word pan. The teacher will have first the sounds on that letter so that the learners will listen and repeat after the teacher. So the teacher will first introduce the sounds of every syllable or in the letters of the sounds. So just like pan, pan. So the teacher will say first pa, pa, pa. So the learners will recognize that the letter is letter P. So the next is A. So they will just have to combine that one in order to get the word. So pa, pa, a, mm. So they will just have to connect that one and combine so that they will have the result of the word pan. There are two of importance in instruction and the alphabetic principle. The first is plan of instruction. So here is there are 4 bullets here. So I will just have to explain this to get the main point of this plan of instruction. So in this part is that the teacher will teach the sounds of every letter so that the learners can recognize the letter of it. And also to teach the sounds of every letter, the teacher must repeat up to five times so that the learners can have the fully understanding of that sounds. The teachers must also provide or give opportunities for the children to practice letter sounds in daily lessons. So it means that the learners must know the letter sounds. In order for them to know and not be confused, is that the teacher must give 5 letters with 5 sounds in every sessions so that the learners can never be confused. In every letter is that the teacher must repeat 5 times the sounds of it so that the learners never forget the sounds of it, and also to familiarize the sounds and the letters of it. So in one session, you have 5 letters with corresponding 5 letter sounds of it. And that's all for the first plan of instruction. So this is the second and the last of importance in instruction in the alphabetic principle, which is rate of instruction. In rate of instruction is that the teacher must not combine the 2 letters with very confused, because the learners might be confused on that 2 letters, such as letter D and letter B. By just looking at the 2 letters, the learners will be confused on that small letters. Because of that small letters, the learners will confused. So in order to the learners will never be confused, the teacher will find some other letters to combine on that letter. So they might have B and S. So B and S, B, and S. So they will never be confused on that 2 letters. The teacher must separate lessons to avoid the confusion of the learners. Knowing the alphabet is, I have 4 bullets here. First bullet is letter shape knowledge. In knowing the alphabet is, the teacher must also introduce the shape of the learners. In looking at the letters is that the learners will have on what are the forms or the structures of the alphabet in the letters, or the letters in the alphabet. Now, the second bullet is letter name knowledge. The letter name knowledge is after knowing the shapes and the structures of every letters is that the teachers will introduce the name of every letters in the alphabet, such as A, B, C, D, E, F, up to Z. And now, after that is the third bullet, which is letter sound knowledge. So, after I'm introducing the name of every letters in the alphabet, is that to continue or to have the corresponding sounds of every letters. Now, after knowing the sounds and the structures and the name of the alphabet is, we have here the last bullet, which is letter writing ability. So, having knowing all these 3 bullets up here is that the learners here finally can write or know how to write the letter on that alphabet because of the shape, the sounds, and also the name of that letters. So that's all my report. I hope you all get the information that I have been putting in this report. So If you have any suggestions or comments on my report, is I am open for it, and you can comment for the suggestions. Thank you for listening and have a good day.